All right, cool. All right. Once I start. Just let me start. How do I start? I forgot. Thank you, Corrynne, for allowing us to work at your property. Finally, we're at the end. Just want to ask you a few questions today.
Sure.
How did you find Yes I Can? And what process did you take to find our company?
My journey began with you guys late last year. It was close to Christmas, and found some water damage in the bathroom and rang various companies who either didn't return the call, were too busy, or couldn't even come and possibly do a quote until February. So what I liked about Yes I Can was that you rang me back straight away. We were able to organise a time and had a quote in the first week of January, which was fantastic.
You got a leaf coming in the way of it. Rob, go get the pool net and just catch them as they're coming.
You can't. Oh my.
So you found us, we came out and did a quote. How do you feel I was when I gave you the quote in terms of my sales process and our overall package before you paid a deposit?
So the process was quite simple. You were very knowledgeable, and what I really liked was that you listened and that you came up with more ideas than what perhaps I had envisaged, and that we worked together. So the final result's lovely, and that's because we were able to work through that process and have open discussions and lots of communication, which was really positive.
How do you find our 3D modelling software?
That was fantastic. No other companies had that modelling, and so that gave a really realistic idea and impression, and again we were able to change things even down to the tiling and whether the tiles came up a different colour from the floor, yep, or whether we used the wall tiles to go to the floor.
Or the feature wall.
So yeah, so that was really helpful in creating an image prior to the completion.
A lot of people can appreciate this. When I came out and I gave you the quote, obviously I'm a salesperson as well as a builder. So there's a lot of things that I promised before you paid a deposit. There's a lot of things that I said I would do before you paid a deposit. Do you feel like I maintained my promises throughout the build and after you've made a commitment with me? Or do you feel like I promised things that I never delivered on?
So the really important thing with promises is the communication between yourself, myself, and obviously Rob, who is the project manager. So all the promises that you told me you could deliver on, you did so. Even Rob did over and above and did extra things without even really liaising with me because he wanted to do a quality project. So absolutely, all the promises were delivered on.
How do you like the project manager, Rob? And do you feel like we should give him a raise, or should we just fire him and kick him up the butt or something like that?
So Rich is a real stirrer, that's what I would like to say. But Rob, he does an excellent job, but I have never met someone so thin who has 6 sugars in his tea. There you go.
Excellent.
All right.
But how was his work like?
Oh.
We made fun of him without answering the question.
Okay. So Rob and his team, and I'll call it a team because they all interact with each other really lovely. It's like a family. They all communicate together, and I could ask, say, the Tyler a question and he would be able to answer me a question that everyone knows, everyone's on the same page, and it just makes it easier to work with. And no, Rob's fantastic.
I'm going to continue on from that. So yeah, look, with Rob, it's about, look, we pay great money for a team of our... All right, cool. Okay, so why are you laughing? So yeah, with our project manager Rob, we pay top dollar for our guys, and not for any other reason than the communication. It's very important that our team communicates, especially when there's issues on site, understanding each other, overcoming issues. One of the big things in the building industry is sweeping problems under the rug. The customers can't see them. And you saw what happened with your, tower rail, and how Rob cut it all out, put the timber in, got the painter back out and the gibrockers. It's all about, even if we can hide something, it's all about not And the idea is, as I promised from the start, it's about building a bathroom that's going to last a lifetime. So the last question I want to ask you, Corrynne, is would you recommend Yes I Can?
Yes, I would recommend Yes
Hang on.
Yes, I would recommend Yes I Can. The quality is there, the workmanship is there, and with all builds, you're going to have issues, no matter what. So the guys will always rectify any problems and do it correctly, which is what you want.
Fantastic. And just look at that camera. Just say, at Yes I Can. If we can't do it, no one can.
What? Yes, I can. If we can't do it, no one can.
Okay, do it like that. Yeah, with that
I just did it.
passive aggressive kind of thing. Yeah, do it again.
At Yes, I can. If we can't do it, no one can. Is that what you want?
Holy crap, I'm scared. Guess you're a chiropractor. But you're probably just muscle pain. Thank you, Corrynne, for allowing... Again, Corrynne. It's not going to end.
Stop.
All right, cool.
Focus.
Redirect the hair. Okay.
Yeah, it looks great.
Thank you, Corrynne, for allowing us to do work at your property. And looking forward to the future business and future drug trades together.
Future what together?
Thank you, Corrynne, for allowing us to work at your property. Thank you, Corrynne, for allowing us to work at your property, and I'm looking forward to doing a business with you and meeting some of your family in the future. Thank you very much. Let's go.